Jumping into another sub $60 find on eBay that I've been chasing for quite some time, and now it's finally mine. Hey guys, welcome back to our Kicks Business channel, and today we're looking at the Reebok's Insta Pump Fury Tom and Jerry edition. And man, when these released a couple years back, I was so excited about them. Unfortunately, they were super limited. I was not able to get my hands on them, and finally, after searching on eBay for a while, I found them sub $60 in this DS state. Unfortunately, there's no box. Further down the line, hopefully I'm gonna chase another pair with the box as well, because the box is super nice. It's kind of storytelling with the whole cartoon and everything. And those of you that are my age and maybe even older, that grew up with the Tom and Jerry being played on TV, you guys are gonna love this shoe. You guys really appreciated this release, and I was one of those people that was super excited just seeing what they've done with this shoe. It's extremely pleasing to see the execution. You guys gonna see them on the close-ups. These are super nice. The upper is this kind of a plush, almost mimicking the fur of a cat and maybe the fur of a mouse as well. Very, very nice and plush fabric. We have Tom and Jerry pull tabs in the back and where the ton is. These are very stiff, by the way. They're kind of a hard rubber. I'm expecting over time, maybe 10-15 years, when these dry out, they're gonna probably crack. Unfortunately, this is one of the things when it comes to these hard rubber pieces. But regardless, it looks amazing. The left shoe has Jerry's face on the pump, and on the right shoe there's Tom's face on the pump. Very nice touch as well. Lots of small hints and touches based on the cartoon, like that little band-aid patch on the lateral left side. And of course, we have, just like in any other real Insta Pump Fury, when I'm saying real, because this one has the graphite, and some versions of the Insta Pump Fury come with a TPU, which I don't consider a real one, because if you replace one of the biggest features of the shoe, which is the carbon fiber plate or graphite plate with TPU, it's not the same. Trust me when I tell you, I'm one of those guys that I prefer my shoes to be just like they were back in the day. On top of not having the original Hexalite, if you replace the graphite, I mean, what are we even doing? But anyway, oddly enough, the midsole of this specific version is very dense. I have maybe 10-15 different Insta Pump Furies, and I feel like this is probably the densest one I have. Not that it's a huge problem, but you're gonna notice it when you start wearing them. It's a little bit hard, and it's definitely noticeable. The insole here is Ortholite, surprisingly, and on one of them is Tom, and the other one is with different kind of graphics from the cartoon. Obviously, the Insta Pump is working as expected, and this is one of the models from Reebok that they managed to preserve the whole system almost entirely how it was back in the day. Pumps, deflates. Yeah, obviously we don't have the Insta system here, or the release valve does not service as inflator as well. So if you have one of the canisters that's sitting behind me on the shelf, you're not going to be able to inflate those. On the back, where normally is Reebok and the vector, we have the number, exclamation point, and question mark. Normally those were when Tom gets hit in the head by something heavy, comes over his head. And these were produced in November of 2019, released in early 2020. So it's been 4 years. Some good materials. Toe box, we have genuine leather and genuine suede patch. Excellent to see. So again, don't wear these in a wet weather, rain, snow, any of that stuff. You're gonna ruin the materials. Definitely a shoe for spring or summer when everything is dry. But I think the combination of colors they've done here are absolutely outstanding. Represents entirely accurately how these shoes should look, and obviously huge homage to the cartoon characters of Tom and Jerry. Love the insoles, full of storytelling with all kinds of items from the actual cartoon. Tons of little hints around the midsole. And overall, they look amazing. I think this is probably one of my favorite additions of Insta Pump Fury when it comes to collaborations and when it comes to creating something really for the old school culture. Somebody like me that really grew up watching Tom and Jerry. On the right side, heel, there's two baseball bats crossed together. Obviously, the baseball bat was used across many of the episodes when Tom gets hit in the head by his own baseball bats, by Jerry or other characters in the cartoon. So it was really nice to see these released in that way. Again, I'm hoping in the future I'm going to find a pair that actually has the box, because the box is really nice with a whole bunch of cartoons on top of it. But the shoes itself for now will do. I'm definitely going to be wearing these over the summertime. Really like them, and I'm going to add them to my constant rotation. The outsole is almost plain, this kind of a beige, hexalite peaking on the heel, Reebok on the forefoot, just like the original one. And I remember my conversation with Mr. Stephen F. Smith, the creator of the Insta Pump Fury, the original one. This shoe is actually in my top 3 shoes of all time, and probably the best looking, the most futuristic runner ever created. Still today, 30 some years later, they're still the most futuristic. You cannot find anything that looks more futuristic than this. Decoupled midsole, graphite, hexalite, visible hexalite, Insta Pump, no laces, all that stuff. It's amazing. But I remember him telling me how difficult it was to create the mold for this outsole, because it's different parts. They had to piece it together. They have to integrate the hexalite. So it was a lot of, it's a big challenging project. But at the time, Reebok were investing tons of efforts to bring much more technology into the market and distinguish themselves to the other brands. And that kind of gave birth to this model, which was greenlit and released on the market. Long story short, it was the most expensive shoe on the market at the time. Obviously, I could never afford it. And later, when Reebok kind of went out of business for a little bit, I was thinking I will never see that shoe again. But here we are, 30 plus years later, we're finally getting more and more releases. Unfortunately, the latest OG release was never released in the US. I have no idea why that happened. It was released in Japan, in Australia, in Europe, but the original Citron was never released in the US. Hopefully it will at some point this year. Not much time left, but I might have to chase one of those off eBay and some European sites maybe, just so I can have it. I have all the previous releases starting from 2013. I know there was a couple ones before, but I missed them. Anyway, 2013 and the later ones, I have only the latest I need to grab. But anyway, long story short, finally the Tom and Jerry pair in my possession. Absolutely happy having them. And yeah, hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. There are a lot more videos coming very soon. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.